Hello.
Sip happens. Hello, hello. Welcome to episode 20, which we just had a little bit of a hiccup figuring out because 20 is a lot of numbers.
I'm genuinely proud that we have been able to show up
Weekly.
consistently every week since March? February? I can't do the
Well,
math. I
so
don't know.
I guess this is counting us planning and prep and all of that too, because it's just 20 weeks of recording, but we were doing a lot of work before that as well.
Yeah, but showing up and actually doing the recording and the work was half of the battle. And I think we're getting there.
We are. Actually, I was visiting family this weekend in Maryland and we were talking about the podcast and they were asking, they're like, is it a lot of work, recording every week and doing that? I was like, honestly, it's not because it's not like we're diving into super heavy topics and we're doing tons of research. It's just having the conversations we'd normally be having and it's
Yeah.
fun.
I
It
mean, we
doesn't feel
don't,
like a lot of work.
no. I mean, wait, this is no Diary of a CEO with a ritual with all the prep work. And I think if we had but when we do have guests, we do put a lot of thought and energy into that, thinking
Sure.
about what are great topics, what are the questions that
What do we
we're
want to know
interested
from
in.
them? Yeah.
Yeah. So we're getting there. And I think we are going to be filling out our fall and Q4 slate of guests coming up, which is really I don't know. I think that's exciting. I love being able to use this selfishly as a platform to talk to all the people I'd want to talk to anyways.
To network.
I
To
know, it's
network and connect
amazing.
those dots. How was your weekend?
Well,
You had company this weekend. Also,
we
timestamp
did.
everyone. We're recording on a Monday, so we're catching up on our
And for no one
weekends.
who's watching, we're both in our very fall plaid green
Fall.
upstate
I mean,
gear.
So today is officially the first day of fall, and it has lived up to its title. I mean,
It
it's
is.
crispy. It's lovely. It's mild outside. It's not like I'm in a jacket, but I'm wearing a flannel. It's a necessary
So,
flannel.
yeah. And this weekend, it felt like fall, beautiful weather. We had guests up, our friends Jane and Brent. But I think it's one of those fall upstate where I am, best time of year. Fall and winter is arguably the best. Not arguably, it is. And so we went to Arrowwood, a brewery around the corner. At a big music festival there called Woodist. We saw a band on Saturday called Panda Bear. To be honest, it was
Cool.
no, it was terrible. It was
Oh,
actually
okay.
least favorite part of the weekend. It was a great excuse to get together with friends and have guests stay with us.
Yeah.
I don't know, the acoustics were awful and no shade to anyone who's out there who's a big Panda Bear fan, because I think he's probably a really talented,
Yeah.
I don't know how you even describe his music, psychedelic jam band. He had some cool music with
Huh.
Daft Punk, cool, but not the type of music you would go and see a live open brewery concert. I don't know. The audio is
Yeah.
terrible. I just
Wasn't
enjoyed
like
seeing my
fall
friends.
vibes.
No, I don't know. It just didn't. Yeah, it just didn't hit. But everything prior to the concert was great. We went to Innis, which is a great little club, hotel situation by our house, sat outside, had drinks. And the best thing is our kids all get along. So I think when
That's
you
so
have
nice.
two families together, kids all get along, all around the same age. It's
Yeah.
so easy. So
Yeah. It
it
makes
was
a
good.
world
It
of
was a good
difference.
weekend. Yeah. Yeah.
And when it's nice outside, just let the kids run, parents just
Yes.
sit and chat. That's lovely. Similarly, we went to Maryland to visit my sister and her family. Similar kids age, kids all get along. But it is always just a whirlwind and just chaos and not in a negative way, just everyone's having so much fun. We always go into weekends visiting them knowing that we're not going to sleep well because the cousins all want to sleep together and have slumber parties. And that, of course, means not sleeping at all and staying up late. And
You
then
guys all stay in the same house? I thought
we
you guys
stay
were
in
at
their
the
house.
hotel. Oh, okay.
No, we stay in there. So what we actually did, they coordinated several of their babysitters to stay with all 5 kids one of the nights we were there, and we did a staycation, a belated celebration of my sister's 40th birthday. So we stayed at a hotel one night. So the parents got some rest one night, which is nice. But the second
Nice.
night was slumber party, just no one sleeping, and then everyone's
Yeah.
so excited that their cousins are in town, so they're all waking up even earlier. So, but it was so much fun, and we had fall vibes as well. We went to a pumpkin farm
Yeah.
situation,
Yeah.
and apples fritters and cider and all the fun stuff. So it was lovely. It's always so nice to be able to. That's one thing my husband and I have always said. So we're in New Jersey now, and one of the most important things when we left Manhattan and we're trying to figure out where we wanted to go next was being driving distance from family. So not having to get on a plane to visit family. And of course, we've talked about this. My mother-in-law lives around the corner. That's obviously super close, but also being able to just hop in a car and drive 3.5 hours to see my sister and her family
Yeah.
is
Yeah.
so valuable. So valuable,
Yeah.
especially
That's so
nowadays when
nice.
I am turning into a crotchety old lady and more concerned about like getting on planes as vaccination policies are changing in certain states and, flying to states where I don't know who's going to be protecting other people and who's only worried about themselves or, I'm sorry, but
I
like,
know.
yeah, I'll hop in a
Yeah.
car and
Yeah.
drive somewhere where I know that people have similar
You and
safety
Howard
precautions in
Mursky would really
place.
get along. Craig's dad
Sorry,
these days.
I'm not
He
going to
hasn't fl-
Florida anytime
he hasn't
soon.
flown he hasn't flown since 2020 for all of said reasons. He's
It's
also,
just
in his 80s, but yeah.
no
Yeah.
thanks. And
Yeah.
there's whooping
It's been a
cough in
time.
Louisiana. I'm
I
not. No
don't know.
thanks. No. No
I
thanks.
was in the city last week, getting my hair did, for anyone can
Of course.
tell.
Mhm.
And I've been a long time relationship with my hairstylist, Tippy, who's been doing my hair. And she likely like never listens to this pod, but even if she did, hi Tippy, I'm so scared of you. I love you, but I'm scared of you because I went in there because I wanted my hair. Well, we don't have to get into the details, but basically my hair has been very cool toned, icy, trending kind of in
Mhm.
that white blonde, which
Mhm.
was beautiful and I like, but I wanted to change it up. And she's like the soup Nazi of hair, where like you go in there, you tell her what she wants, and like she's basically like, no, you're gonna look really
That's
bad.
not
Your
what
grades
you
gonna
want.
come in.
Yeah.
That's
You're
not what
wrong.
you want. I'm like, no, but it is. Nope, that's not. You're gonna regret it. And so she like, yeah. So that was my trip last week, was her begrudgingly kind of giving me what I wanted, but still not really. And I'm still scared of her, and I'll still go back.
She
But
sort of swayed you more in the direction of what she
I
wanted.
bring it
But
up because like in the city last week, and I was riding the subway for the first time in ages, and I was just thinking how like, I don't know, COVID's back, diseases. I'm like the country girl who's not on the subway anymore. And I'm like riding the
yeah.
subway. I mean, like, should I touch the pole? I never touched the pole, but now I touch the pole. I'm like, shit. Do you
It's
touch
all
the
yeah,
pole?
you just I
Are
touch
you
the
a pole
pole, yeah.
toucher?
I am a
Yeah, I'm
pole
a pole
toucher.
toucher. Like, how do you
This is
stop?
a really gross extreme version of this, but pregnant, very pregnant, pee all the time. This kid is just like drumming on my bladder 24/7. I had to pee while we were at the lovely tropical, lovely festive fall farm. And I don't know, I have never seen a porta potty so full. And I'm not
Ew.
someone who usually care. Like I will, if I have to pee, I have to pee. I will put down my toilet paper. I will make sure my cheeks are protected. I will just hover if I have to, whatever it is. I had no choice. I had to pee so badly. I went into this porta potty. Stuff was coming up mounded outside
Oh,
of the seat,
ew.
like
Oh my
outside of the
God. Oh
seat,
my God. Oh my
even hovering. I could feel someone else's toilet paper tickling my cheeks. And I have never Purelled my butt cheeks before, but it was a first time experience for me. I had to. Like, there's nothing, even I was hovering. I wasn't even sitting on the seat, and someone else's toilet paper was tickling my taint.
God.
Like, that's unacceptable. Unacceptable.
Well, now that we went there on just things that tickle your taint, I guess that's where we're going
Uh-huh.
on this podcast.
It
My
was
God.
a first for me, and if I had
Hopefully
any
it'll
choice,
last.
I literally debated, do I take one of my son's diapers and just kind of like stick it in my pants and just let it soak it up? Because it would have been a more pleasant experience than what I experienced.
So I thought you were going to go in a totally different direction. The direction I thought you were going to
No,
go in was
no,
like you
I'm
were
full of
driving.
surprises.
Well, I thought you were saying you were driving. You had to go so bad, and you had to like pee in like a bottle or a cup or something. And to
No,
that end, I'd been like,
I
why
feel
just
like
like pull
everyone's done
over?
that. I feel like that's a very common experience.
I've never peed in a
I've peed on the side of
bottle.
the road.
Oh yeah,
I
yeah,
don't
yeah,
pee. I
yeah,
don't. There's like a
yeah.
device for women to pee in the car. It's like a
Like long haul truck
funnel,
drivers.
like a funnel
Yeah.
device, so you can pee in a bottle. So you actually, I mean, because women can't aim quite as easily as men. But yeah, that was a horrible, horrible experience where I'm like, I'm over here worried about who's going to get the RSV vaccine to
Gross.
protect our baby in December, and I am communally exposed in a porta potty in Maryland. So,
Yuck. All
yeah.
right, folks. Well, there you go. That's
Yep.
disgusting, but
New low
sorry.
for Stefany and her bathroom experiences. We did actually, I didn't realize. So, Max was born, Max is a March birthday. So,
Mhm.
did you ever, this is our first winter baby. So, our other babies are spring, summer babies. And we didn't really have to think about flu season, RSV, all of those winter, just heavy, scary things that you don't want yourself or a baby exposed to. And so we're now thinking about those things for the first time. And this is a new development that I am actually able to get an RSV vaccine while
Hmm.
pregnant to protect myself and the newborn baby from RSV when it's actually born. And that didn't exist until I didn't look up my sister. Her son is about to turn 4, and she was like, I didn't have that option when he was born. And I don't remember having that option when either of my other kids were
Yeah.
born. But again, they were spring, summer babies. So I'm very, very, I'm like, please give me all the shots, put it in me, because whatever I get now, the baby gets
Yeah.
too.
Yeah.
Because I am so worried. I've had a niece and a nephew who were in the
Yeah.
NICU after they were born in October and November with
Mhm.
RSV, all sorts
Mhm.
of
Mhm.
lung issues. I'm like, I don't
Mhm.
know. I don't, if I can do anything to protect the kid now, I will. And if I have to just like keep our family in a bubble for a few months
Yeah.
and be like, no
Yeah.
one's visiting unless you can bring me your vaccination records. Thank you.
Yeah. It's no, yeah, tis the season you have to think about protecting, yeah, yourself and baby, and that's a very precarious time of year. So you do it.
Do you guys get your boosters, your flu
I didn't
and,
yet.
COVID?
No, we have to.
Do
Yeah,
you
we do.
typically
We
do
get
it every season?
yeah.
You do?
And yeah. I think there's like a jury's out in terms of I mean, we get all of our stuff, but in terms of like, making sure
Whether
it's
it's
like the right
necessary or
yeah,
worthwhile?
kind of, kind of. I mean, and I always am I get like a fever. From the shot, and actually get like sick from the shot for like a day or two, and then I'm
Yeah,
good.
yeah, yeah. Yeah.
But,
We
it's
didn't
like
get
a
a COVID
necessary evil. But
booster
yeah, we do it
last
all.
season, but I think this season, not I think, I know this season we're planning to because we are also trying to protect this tiny human that's coming. Like,
Yeah, I mean, we should. We have a really busy fall. I'm doing like a 10K in the Adirondacks this weekend. We're going home to Chicago for Northwestern's
sorry,
homecoming.
can we pause
Going,
for a second? We are doing a 10K. Is Mr. Mursky
oh,
doing a 10K with you?
hell no, no way.
Who's
She's the
this
chauffeur.
we?
We
Got it.
are we have
Got it.
friends. We have friends.
Okay.
Our
Okay.
friends from up here. Max's little girlfriend Georgia and her family
Yes,
will
love
go
it.
up there, and the dad's a big
Okay.
ultra marathon, so the mom and I will do the 10K on a Saturday morning. Downgraded from a half marathon, but Max is doing a family fun run. There's like a one
Which is
mile
so
run,
cool.
yeah, in the afternoon, and so he's like super psyched for that. So he wanted me to get him like special new Nike running shoes, and
Yeah.
but yeah, we have a lot of stuff coming up this fall that we'll want to make sure we are healthy for. Homecoming stuff. What else? Michigan, Ann Arbor.
Are you guys going to Michigan?
Yeah, yeah, we're gonna go to Michigan game
That's fun.
and do Halloween up there. Max is gonna be Maverick from Top Gun. I got him this like totally
So cool.
baller, like legit aviation pilot bomber jacket. Like nothing you're
Yeah.
seeing at like Spirit Halloween or Target. Like
Yeah, it's
this
not
is
a
like a
costume.
bomber
It's like an
jacket.
actual
Yeah.
jacket. Yeah.
It's awesome. So yeah, I don't know. Busy fall.
Is
Have
he
to
going
kind
to
of take
be
care of that
Maverick or
stuff.
is he going to
Uh,
have his own call sign?
He'll be Maverick.
Okay.
I thought about being Charlie, and
Nice.
naturally he wanted Craig to be Goose.
Of course.
Um,
Of
of
course.
course. So we'll see. I mean, he's
Okay.
for sure Maverick, but we'll have fun.
This just follow my train of thought, if you will. So I was just listening to that, of course. Love it. Great costume. Can't wait to see it. And then my brain went to the new Top Gun. And
Hmm.
then I thought of Miles Teller. And then I thought of how Miles Teller and his wife were at a wedding this weekend. And I forget whose wedding it was in Italy. And there were pictures coming out from this wedding of newly single Nina Dobrev, who called off her engagement with Shaun White after a 5-year relationship.
Hmm.
Nina, newly single Nina, was at this wedding mingling with Zac Efron, which
I
I love for her.
I appreciate, and also I followed that thread
Thank
beautifully,
you for following
understood
my
it.
train of
I
thought.
as soon as
Thank
you
you.
said Miles Teller, I knew it
You
because I
knew where
think
it
I
was
saw on
going.
like
You knew.
either page 6 or like what is it, like Dumois. I saw all of it. And like I love Nina because Nina came up here to Innis. I have a little Innis hat up here.
Yep.
And my friend Michelle was in the sauna with Nina, talking to Nina the entire time, giving her like restaurant recommendations. And like, she's the
Love.
most like celebrity, like, as could care less. Like,
Non-celebrity.
you
Yeah.
know, and she's like, I was just talking to that girl. I'm like, oh my God, that's Nina Dobrev. Like, get her, and so Michelle like texts, my friend Michelle like texts her like upstate dinner recos because they like
Great.
text now about upstate things. Like, great. Um,
Great.
Also good for her. Love her new like TikTok content stream globe. Honestly, Shaun White, I can't. I'm working with
I
Team
have no
USA, so I
thoughts on
can't say
them. Like
anything.
I don't
But
know what
okay.
happened. I don't know anything, but I was very excited to see, because imagine like in normal girl world, non-celebrity world, you just called off your engagement and you're like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm still going to Italy with my friends. I'm going to still go to this wedding. I'm doing it. And if there are cute boys, I'm going to talk to all of the cute boys. And then lo and behold, you're photographed with Zac Efron at this wedding in a gorgeous dress in Italy. And your ex-fiance is on the Today Show doing some special about the Olympics. Like, you win. You won the breakup. You won the breakup. It is a
Zac Ef-
competition.
Zac Efron for me always feels so like boyish and young. I don't know. He doesn't feel like he's not like I don't
Because, well,
like
I believe he is
yeah.
younger than us, but also because I feel like he peaked when we were just a little bit older. So we were like, oh, that's like a child. Like I
Well,
had
because you
never had
know,
a crush on him.
High School Musical. No, because he was High
I've
School
never even
Musical.
seen High
Yeah.
School Musical. I've never
Neither have
seen it,
I,
which
but
is
like that's
crazy.
where they all got their start, right?
Totally. But
Him,
that's what I'm saying. I think
Vanessa,
we had aged out already. So we weren't on
Olivia
that train.
Rodrigo. Olivia Rodrigo, is
Hmm.
she High School Musical? Like,
She was High School Musical, the show on Disney,
mm,
not the movie,
thank you for
not the
that.
original.
Thank you.
Yes, you're welcome.
Great,
You're
thanks.
welcome. Yeah,
Speaking of
anyway,
glow ups,
so yeah,
wait, on this train, someone else who I want to shout out for all of my celebrities,
please take us on this
Julianne
journey.
Hough. Here's my journey. It's like when you're thinking
Huh?
about like a brand evolutions, people
Huh?
breaking up, people like, and so she split up from her long time husband, this guy named Brooks Leish. Julianne Hough, like honestly, I think she is so like brand gorgeous. I love her so much now. Not
Great.
that I
Are
never
you a
like liked
Dancing
her,
with the
but
Stars fan?
no, I don't actually like,
Okay.
no, I could care less about Dancing with the Stars. I
So
like
where
her,
does your
honest.
fandom of her come from?
So this is really weird. Well, first of all, like, I think she's beautiful. Like, I love her, like, style. Like, I think she's this total fashion renaissance in style, this cute bob. I think she's just,
She's a
I've
bob
kind of got,
queen for sure. I
when
love her
I was
bob.
on my whole, where am I in this, like, not spiritual journey, but just universe journey, energy journey, where are things going? Like, she's super into all things energy, movement. She had that one, like, viral video. Did you see her where she basically had this, like, energy exorcism? Have you
Nope.
seen this? Okay, so
No,
if you Google
somehow
like
have not.
Julianne Hough energy exorcism thing, it's
Okay.
basically like moved the magnetic fields of her body, and she was like jolking. It was like
Like
crazy,
twitching.
basically. But I kind of became a huge fan of her when she started talking like super openly about just like energy and healing and the universe. And she actually wrote a book. I read her book. It was a fiction book, but it was great. So
And
I
she's
don't
the
know.
one, this is, I believe, if I'm remembering our own podcast correctly, this is the second time you brought her up because she froze her eggs.
So yes, I did. I bring her up before.
And
Wow.
you
Okay.
mentioned that. Yeah.
Yeah, and so also she was just on Amanda Hirsch's Not Skinny Not Fat, which I've been listening to a
Okay.
lot. Do you listen to her
Okay.
podcast or do you know
No,
it?
I know it, but I don't listen.
She's yeah, I like her a lot. 'Cause she's just I don't know, she like literally just talks like this and knows everything about every celebrity. But she was on Not Skinny but Not Fat, and I listened to a
Okay.
recent pod with Julianne Hough, and she talked again, yeah, about her egg freezing journey. But also, I don't know, something about her journey resonated with me, even on the egg freezing piece, because she talked about doing an egg retrieval at a very early, late 20s, early 30s, but a very stressed part of her life and not seeing great results. Then she did it a
Yeah.
second time, and it was kind of like, eh. Then she did it a third time after she had all of this healing and energy work and just was in a different place. And all of the signs pointed towards older eggs, all these things. Yet she had this huge shift in her body and being able to, I don't know. And that just maybe it spoke to me because like you listen to what you want to listen, and I'm thinking about doing
Yeah,
another egg retrieval, and
absolutely.
so and I feel like I'm in a much different place now than I was a year ago or even 2
Yeah.
years ago when I was doing anything IVF, and so I think it all matters, like your energy, your body, your stress, your trauma, where you're mentally at. It's
Yeah.
like that book, The
So
Body Keeps the
much.
Score, so,
Yeah.
yeah.
And also, one of my husband's favorite fun facts is that the health of the man donating the sperm, your partner, whoever it is, at the time of fertilization, also very significantly impacts the pregnancy itself, whether or not you have morning sickness, how the carrier feels. And now that I am thinking about that, and I've never asked you this, and you don't have to answer this if you don't want, but I'm very curious. Would you guys, if you do, at each time you've done a retrieval, would Craig be giving a new sample? Like, does the clinic have his original sample? Because it's now
No, he'd
been
have to give
several
a new.
years. It would
No,
be a
he'd
new
have to give
sample.
new, and so that's also an impacting factor, yeah.
Yeah,
Because,
because
like
his
well, they
health
would
is different now than it was 7 years ago.
right, because they would retrieve the eggs, and they'd look at my egg quality, and then they basically fertilize the egg, right? They fertilize
Yeah,
the egg, and
yeah.
then they, see which ones grow and make it to X amount of days, and then they send those off for genetic testing, and based on those genetic testing, you're left with whatever.
Because that's something I've never thought about. Because again, we've talked about our journeys in detail in here, but we did one retrieval and one fertilization. So we've just had my husband's sample that's all the same from when he was
Mhm.
33, 34 years old. And I wonder if I were to do this again, I wonder how long they can hold on to. I guess they can hold on to a sample. They can freeze it for a semen sample forever.
I
Like
can they?
if you, because our embryos are on
Or
ice.
I guess, yeah, and like,
Like,
well, sperm
would you
sperm
go
donors are
back if
nice.
and say, "Can we just hold on to some of this
I don't
particular
think
semen sample in
because
case we
all
have to do another retrieval?"
you probably could. I don't know. I bet you could because that's what a sperm donor is, but we
Totally.
don't. But like none of that is relevant for us because ours was just like a fresh sample.
No, I'm just
You
thinking now
know.
in general, like for IVF people going through the process, if you could be like, "Hey, my partner or my sperm donor or my husband or whoever is super healthy right now, and if none of these get fertilized or if nothing works and we have to do another retrieval, can you say, hey, can we save some of this particular sample instead of years down
I'm
the
sure.
line? We don't know how healthy he's going to
Yeah.
be.
Yeah. Well, you think about even if God forbid, like a man has prostate cancer or is sick
Sure.
and is
You have
going
no
to go
idea
through
what's going to happen.
chemo, and you know that like this is the
You're
sample, and they
healthy
want to be able
now.
to use the sample like eggs. I don't know. I'm sure there's more nuances to it, but yeah, sure. But everything we would do would be, like, fresh now, which, I don't know, could be good and bad. I mean, he's
Current
older.
Steph, current Craig.
Yeah, he's had some stuff going on, so we'll get there, but I don't know, I'm kinda leaning towards maybe doing an egg retrieval in November,
Yeah?
He's in a new role, fresh insurance, yeah, like,
It's crazy
it's kind
that
of like,
that's a considering factor, though, fresh insurance. That was part of the factor for us, too, for doing a transfer.
well, yeah, I mean, I don't know if we really have you can't put a price on making a family, but yeah, it's a
No,
factor versus, like
it's absolutely a factor. Whether or not you have coverage, whether you're paying out of pocket for each step of the process, it's
But the
absolutely a
biggest
factor.
deciding factor is, like it's a factor, but it's not the factor. The biggest thing for me is, like, me just kind of, like, one day making up my mind, and I'm in a place where I'm, like, kinda like, "Why not?" Like, I literally
Yeah.
have nothing to lose, and, like, I don't mind going through the shots for the retrieval. It's, like, not that big of a deal, so I'm like, "Okay, my November's like, we're here in November. Let's kinda do it and see what happens, and, go from there." This all stems from going from a retrieval and
Yeah, yeah, you can't plan
what
until you know
happens.
what happens with that step of the process. Well, that's exciting.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's September now, so I got some time because they literally, like
You say
all they
that, but
literally need
I'm due in 3 months. Like, depending on
I
how you
know.
look at that timeline, it's a super long amount of time or
I
a
was thinking
super
about
short
that.
amount
I'm
of time.
like, I know, it's kinda crazy. So, yeah.
Okay. What'd you
Trying
see
to
on
think what
social this week? Tell me about things you saw on social.
well, something annoying I saw on social, I don't know why I was so triggered by this. Frank and Eileen, I love this brand.
Okay. I
Everyone
don't know
here probably
them.
knows it. It's, like, it's a very expensive, but good
Probably why
quality
I don't know them.
basics. Well,
Okay.
it's like, it's it's like the flannel shirt you're wearing, but make it $400. I don't know.
I
It's
could
catered
never. This is
towards.
my Gap
I know.
factory outlet purchase or
Maybe
something.
not
Like, yeah.
400, but it's,
Okay.
it's like
Yeah.
nicer, whatever. And I keep getting served these ads because clearly, like, clearly I'm like their target. But today they're featuring this woman who looks maybe a little bit older than me. And she's 47. And she's like, I'm 47. And now that I'm older and I'm a grandma, I need to be wearing high end basics that like 47 and you're a grandma. When has this been part of like the conversation? I'm like, you've just turned me off so hardcore from your brand because
It's a very different
I don't know why
timeline.
I was so triggered from that, but because I think I'm
Very different
perpetually like
timeline
a
for me.
30-year-old person. Like, I don't see myself as age
I don't
41.
consider myself old at all.
No,
I
I'm
consider
like,
myself 41, but I don't consider myself old.
yeah, I guess, I mean, I don't know. I don't feel my age. I feel so immature. So maybe
Okay, so
that's just my own.
you used to be their target demographic and then they misfired.
Yeah, they did. Cause I'm like, don't you
No
call me
thanks.
old and target ads and
You're
say I'm a
just
grandma.
going to shop at Talbot's after you pick up your Frank and
Well,
Eileen.
speaking of like midlife young crisis, I was in the city again, like I was saying last week, and
Huh?
I picked up on my denim quest. I went into American Eagle, and girl, let me tell you, it was like Christmas Day because I found one of the best pairs of jeans that
I
fit
don't
me.
hate it. I don't
Baggy
hate it.
stovepipe, Sydney Sweeney-esque stuff. I got this big oversized shirt I'm wearing, like,
Yeah.
you know,
I'm wearing
I,
some of their Aerie leggings now. Aerie has gotten me through all of these pregnancies. I don't hate American Eagle and I don't hate their offshoot brands. Their stuff is cozy,
no,
it's reasonably
no,
priced, it
no.
lasts. I'm a fan.
Shout out American Eagle. If you're looking for jeans, I gotta say.
Also, a great follow up for our listeners from last week. You were hunting for and had your eye on a bag at the Real Real.
I did.
And then what happened?
I decided not to get it because we were doing the comparison of, oh, wallpaper, bag, investment. Should I just buy a rug instead? And I came home and my husband asked me, he goes, hey, did you get that bag? I'm like, nah, we don't need you spending that right now. I don't need a bag like that. Got other things to do. And he's like, well, I got out of my dentist appointment, which happened to be on Madison Avenue. I think he was either high or numb from the Novocaine because he was getting like a root canal thing fixed
Huh?
up.
Huh?
And I walked down into Madison Avenue and I saw Bottega Veneta right there and was like, I was called. I felt called to the store. I'm like, this is why we're married. So he went into
Yeah.
the store and
Yeah.
he bought me a very kind 10-year anniversary sardine bag and brought it home.
It's a good man.
While good man, it's not the one that I was eyeing, and he knew that. So, but I was honest. I'm like, listen, if you're gonna be buying this
Yeah, yeah, yeah. If
investment
you're
bag,
spending this money, yeah.
let's make sure it's like exactly. He's like, I know it might
Spend
not
it
be
the right
exactly
way.
when you
Yeah,
wanted.
absolutely.
And so on Wednesday, I'm going back to the Bottega store, not on Madison, but down in Soho, where they have the real one that I was looking at. Not the real one, but the original. It's like a kind of evergreen color with like a
Yeah.
crossbody. This one was like a handbag, and I feel like the way
Okay.
that we live and wear bags right now it needs to
Yeah,
be
yeah, yeah.
crossbody
You
for
got to
me.
be hands-free.
And
Yeah.
so I'm gonna be doing an exchange process with the Bottega manager on Wednesday. But it was a very kind, and it's so crack. This is like so what he like. He doesn't do things like
The
often, but like
best.
when he does, this is like what he would do. So it
Yeah.
was very,
Yeah.
very kind and
I
very
also can't
generous.
believe
And
that it's almost been 10 years.
yeah, the the other star of the show, the only person I've been in a relationship longer than Craig with, Craig has been my colorist. So there we go.
10
I know.
years.
I
Good
know.
for you guys. Good for you.
Yeah, yeah. We're gonna see Stevie
Okay.
Nicks
Yep.
for
Yep.
Stevie Nicks stuff. But yeah. The last thing I saw on social, and then I want to hear what you is. Then I want to turn it to you is Nike and Skims finally
I
launched.
saw
You saw that
that.
ad,
I did.
and I was like, kind of scanned. Not, I don't know. I was like, okay, but I was really taken by the one pair of leggings that's like the thong. Did you see this? It's literally it looks like a thong,
Yeah. I
thong
think
style legging.
I thought, I forget, is it, maybe it was Sha'Carri Richardson? I forget who was modeling it. It looked, I had to do a double take because I thought they were naked in
Maybe, I
the
don't know. I
picture
know
that I
Venus or
posted.
Serena's in it.
Yeah, Serena, Sha'Carri Richardson. There's a lot of amazing
I love
female athletes.
Skims. I wish I didn't, but I love Skims. I think I
I
love
haven't gotten
I love
into
the
it.
underwear. The underwear fits great. I wear the bodysuits. All I literally do is wear bodysuits, underwear, and bras are my favorite. I don't buy anything else. I
I
don't buy their like loungewear or anything.
I bought some underwear from TJ Maxx that was just a random brand I found. I like just ran and grabbed a 5-pack of something. It was so super, super soft. And based on the font used in the brand name, I think it's supposed to be a Skims knockoff because it's that same very recognizable font. I think it was something like
Skins, like
Essentials. I
Skins.
know, it might as well be Skins. I think it was called
Oh,
Essentials, but it was the same font as the
Essentials is
Skims
like a
font.
yeah, yeah.
It's
Essentials is
lovely.
like a
It's super
brand though.
soft. But
Yeah,
they have the little shorts, they have tank tops, they have different cuts of underwear, and it's all just the super soft, breathable stuff. Um, but I've never actually put Skims on my body. But in my head, I'm like, oh, that must be the comparison.
yeah.
My TJ Maxx
But also
Essentials.
like go to Wood like when I was at Woodbury a couple of weeks ago, like I went to the Skims store there. It's great. I mean,
They have an
it's like
actual
not.
store?
Mhm. Oh yeah.
Oh, good for them. Good for
Um,
them.
and they but they have like the line outside. You have to like wait to get in because it has to be
Of
like an
course.
exclusive
Of
experience. I'm
course.
like, okay,
Of
please.
course.
But I waited just for like 5 minutes to get in to get some underwear. And this woman came past me, and she was clearly, I think she was Hasidic, or I think she's a Hasidic Jew, right? So she was like fully covered, and
Yeah.
she asked me a question. She goes, "Ma'am, what is everyone standing in line here for?" I'm like, bras and panties, and like she goes, "Oh," and like walked
So
away.
crude.
So crude, bras
Sorry.
and panties, but I mean that's what it is.
Yeah. What else did you want me to say?
Yeah.
Very stylish undergarments. Well, things I saw on social. Did you? So I saw, you probably have seen this. The London Marathon, they tried to reduce plastic.
I was gonna say Berlin Marathon and how Harry Styles PR'd. Did you see
No,
this?
I didn't see that. I saw, so I'm on like the feel good stories from the marathons, not the
Okay.
actual like athleticism. So
Okay.
I saw from the Berlin Marathon a man whose shoe broke halfway through the marathon, and he just stepped to the side to take his shoe off and continue the race, and happened to step in front of some man who was also a runner but wasn't running and had his same size shoe, and gave him the shoe off of his foot to continue
Mm.
running the race. And I was like, that's the coolest thing I've ever seen. And then they met up afterwards, and now they're best friends. I don't know if they're best friends, but in my head, they're like lifelong friends, and they're going to do Thanksgiving together. And then from the London Marathon, I saw that they were trying to reduce plastic because if anyone has ever been to any sort of race whatsoever, you see that they're just plastic cups. They're giving out all the water stations. So
Yeah.
they made a seaweed water bubble that is completely compostable. It's made literally out of seaweed that they served all the water in, and people were just drinking like shots of water out of these seaweed bubbles. And I was like, that's super cool. I love it.
Yeah. There's a really great nonprofit that, of course, I can't think of the name for, because I applied for a charity bid to run the Chicago Marathon through a company that literally is there to reduce race day waste because it's so bad with the plastic bags and even like pins. Like they don't want you to even like the pins for
The
your
safety pins.
yeah, even like that has a really negative impact, I guess, on the planet. And so there's other ways to pin, I guess, that I don't know about that. Or maybe it's more like save the pins. Don't continue to get the pins. I don't know. That's
Maybe.
like one of many. But yeah,
Lots of great running stories.
lots of great
I
ones.
have friends and people who have posted and ran and were there. And it just, even from afar, the races always look so contagious. Like you can feel the energy and feel the excitement and the
Yeah,
vibes. And
yeah,
I love it. I love
yeah.
it. The other thing I saw on social is that, and I'm going to read this because I don't want to
Okay.
get this wrong. They have announced a new personality trait that is on the spectrum between introvert and extrovert, and it's called an otrovert. And it is essentially someone who enjoys company, enjoys being out with other people, but then also needs to recharge afterwards.
Well, yeah, that's like I mean, so then what are the definitions between an extrovert and an introvert? Like, I guess an extrovert gets
An
energy
extrovert
from
gets
being out.
external energy sources. So being out and socializing like revs them up, gives them life.
Mm-hmm.
An introvert gets energy from being a
Mm-hmm.
little homebody and internal sources, and like external energy just drains them. An introvert likes being out in the group, or maybe likes being out in a smaller group, but then also wants to come home afterwards and like
I'm
unwind.
definitely an extrovert and an introvert.
Okay.
Yeah. Um, I get
Depending on the day?
I think depending on the day, but, like, I think if I had to choose, I would say I'm extroverted because I get energy from being around people
Yeah.
and feeling that and, like, engage in a conversation or connection or community or me like, things like that I get energized by. I still like
Yeah.
my alone time, but I would say both of those.
I so as a kid, I was always told I'm an extrovert, and I think I was very extroverted as a kid, but as an adult, I describe myself as an introverted extrovert. And I get life from external, very minuscule, quick social interactions. Like if I can make the bus driver laugh when I'm getting on the bus in the city, or if I can compliment the cashier's nails and they're like, oh my gosh, thank you, I just got them done. That will give me life for the rest of the day. But if I am going to a family reunion and it is a room full of people I know, I will hide in the corner and be like, "No, I can't. This is too much. I'll talk to one person at a time. Thank you. I'm not going to be the center of attention."
Well, yeah, of course. Yeah. I mean, I don't mean that in a rude way, but, like, if it's, like, yeah, right, being surrounded by people that you actually
But even not even
want
like a
to
family
be.
reunion. That's not fair because obviously that's
Okay.
like built-in baggage. If I went to my high school reunion,
Yeah.
I would be like,
Yeah.
"All right, I'm going to pick one person that I want to talk to. I'm not going
Yeah.
to work the room. I'm not going to like that is draining to me. Or I am going to need my husband there with me
Yeah.
to tag team. We can talk to two people together or we can be in a larger circle to socialize. But I can't like literally walk around, bounce around, say hi to everyone, chit chat, work, like
Well,
all the
speaking of
conversations.
reunions, I guess next year, 26 will be our 20th year
Yep.
college reunion, 20th
Yep.
college reunion. And will you go back? I guess you have a year to
We talked
decide.
about this.
I have, like, amnesia. Am I, like, not
I
present in
think
these
you do.
conversations?
I
I
think
don't
you do.
remember
We talked about
Julianne
this
Hough.
because we talked
What is
about
wrong with
how
me?
Eric Trump was in my class at Georgetown. And so
Yeah.
I'm curious if I do go back, if it's going to be like, A, if he would go, and B, if there's like Secret Service and it's because it's a small, I went to Georgetown. It was like 200 people in the class. I don't know. So I don't know. Right now I'm not planning on it. I also will have a new nugget and can use that as my excuse to not have to go be an introverted extrovert in a room full of people. I'd love to see all my college friends, but not the other people. Like, I don't care. I'm not in touch with you guys anymore. Unless any of you have opened a restaurant or a bar recently and you need PR,
Oh,
then
mhm.
it could be worthwhile.
Excellent.
You never
Same
know.
page.
When we were in Maryland this weekend, I was so incredibly proud. Maybe it's happened before and I just haven't been privy to it. I haven't been witness to it, but my 4-year-old set her first boundary, set and held her first boundary. Independent of any parents, any adult interaction. She was having a slumber party with her 6-year-old cousin, and she was very tired. And they were both chatting, they were playing, but Emerson was really sleepy and was like, I want to go to bed. She told her cousin, she said, if you keep talking, I'm going to go sleep somewhere else. And her cousin said something, and Emerson walked out of the room and said, I'd like to sleep somewhere else. So Spencer walked upstairs, put her in a different bedroom, and closed the door. Her cousin then started crying. And so uncle went up to make sure the cousin was okay. And her cousin was like, she told me that if I kept talking, she was going to leave and sleep somewhere else. And then I asked her a question and she left, but I didn't think she was serious. And I was like, I'm so sorry. But that's like for both of them, this was a boundary learning experience, but I was so
It's
proud of her.
amazing. It's
And then she fell right
amazing.
asleep, Emerson, in her bed by herself in the other room. Like she read her book and was like, I'm
Go
done.
Emmy.
I was tired.
Emmy.
You were talking and and in all fairness, the night before she had kept her cousin up all night. And so I'm surprised it wasn't her cousin who set the boundary. But I was like, this is my 4-year-old. I'm so
Good
proud.
job.
Adults don't know how to do that. You did it.
Yeah, I cannot tell you the last time I set a boundary and stuck to it. You're so good at that. You're so good.
I just know what happens if I don't. And I'm like, I can't. It's not worth it.
I'm literally I can't. Yeah,
Emmy
I
will
don't
teach
know.
you. Next time you and Emmy hang out, she'll teach you how to do it. She's a pro now,
Excellent.
apparently.
Thanks, girl.
She's a pro.
Well,
For
good job, Em.
my what's the big deal this week? I'm getting very distracted right now because I'm in front of a window because natural light, obviously. And there's a lanternfly crawling up the window. And I thought lanternflies were a thing of the past. Like, where
Mm-mm.
do you have them by you now?
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
They're everywhere.
they're not around our house, but they're upstate.
They're everywhere now. Like, I remember when and my husband and I were joking about this because we saw them when we were in Maryland this weekend, and we didn't see live ones. We just saw, like, smashed on the sidewalk everywhere we were walking around, and he goes, "Isn't it kinda weird that we all just kinda got on board with mass murdering these bugs?" Like, I didn't do a lot of independent research. I don't know what the full backstory is. We all just sort of were like, "All right, let's straight up destroy this species, like, get them out of here." But they're back again. I don't know if it's just, like, the life cycle, because I remember the end of, what was it, 2 or 3 years ago, that whole invasion. I remember seeing, "Look out for this on trees. That means it's a nest, and destroy the nest." And maybe this is the nests that weren't destroyed, and they're all coming
Life
back.
finds a way.
Oh my goodness. Okay, so my what's the
Crazy.
big deal? My what's the
Yes.
big deal is, hold on, I wanna get my statistic right, because you never know who's gonna get mad at me for fact checking and not fact checking. 91% of your worries never come true, but your brain can't tell the difference. So your brain responds and reacts to things as though they're actually happening, despite the fact that 91% of the things that you worry about on a daily basis don't come true. So my what's the big deal for this week is literally
Hmm.
nothing is a big deal. Whatever you're worrying about, there's a 9% chance that it's actually something that will come true and be something you have to deal with in real life. So stop worrying about it. Not, I guess, obviously you can't do that. That's easier said than done. But what's the big deal? Just 91% of it is not actually going to happen to you. Give your brain a break.
Yeah. I think yeah. It's almost about just continuing to try to be in the present. It's like,
So hard.
yeah, it's so hard. It's so hard because, like, for all of the reasons. I mean, that's a whole other discussion to get into that I got into very deep with my life coach. Is I've been completely over indexing on. I have two personalities, and for the past 3 years, I've been living in this like heightened, like adrenaline fueled scarcity person, and it's like driving all of my thoughts that I need to kind of get it back into a better homeostasis. So
Okay. What does
more
that
on
look
that next
like?
more on that
Yeah.
next week. Let me tell you more on that next week. But yeah,
Wait, that's what we were going to talk about this week. Did you guys get a chance to watch the Gut movie, you and Max?
no, we didn't. But
Okay.
we did
I
watch
really want to know.
the entire D3, the entire Mighty Ducks trio, Mighty
Fantastic.
Ducks, Mighty Ducks 2, and Mighty Ducks 3, which I've never watched till last. Like Mighty Ducks 3 is by far
Fantastic.
the worst.
Of
It
course.
is.
Yeah.
It is so good. It's just so
Yeah.
good. Ducks fly together. Gordon
Yeah.
Bombay, quack
So many
quack.
great life lessons in
Oh,
there.
it's amazing. Joshua
S-
Jackson, like chef's
Uh-huh.
kiss. Even as a teen,
Uh-huh.
it's kind of creepy, but
Yeah.
he's been looking very good on that
Yeah.
red carpet lately.
He has.
He's
And he
an
and his
ageless
ex-wife,
wonder.
they were so beautiful. And now I'm blanking on her name. Something with a
I mean,
J.
I loved him even in like remember the movie The Affair? You ever
I
watch
didn't
that
see
on
that one.
HBO?
Uh-uh.
It's good. It's steamy. It's steamy. It's good. He's in The
Great.
Affair with big old cast. So,
Love it.
um, all right. I've got a meeting I gotta hop to.
Ooh, look at you.
I know. Look at me.
Look at you go.
But
Little triple booked back-to-back
I know.
meetings on a
But
Monday.
well, this is the VIP meeting, obviously.
Of course, of
Obviously.
course. Worked our schedule around these. Well, it's been a pleasure. We will be back next week for episode 21, and hopefully soon we are in the next phase of branding and logo, and
Yes. We got some
it's
good merch
coming.
coming out. And a fall
Stay
sticker dress.
tuned.
Bye.
Cheers.